There we are. Hello, everyone. Happy Thursday. I hope you all are having a wonderful day. We are going to, today we have a very, very special live. It's 2022, and we're going to talk about making SMART goals. Yes. So we all know what SMART goals are, but how can we implement them and make sure that we're using them throughout 2022? So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Lashina Williams, and we also have joined with me, we have Miss Dolly Perez, who you all have seen as well.
Yes. Hello. It's good to be here. New year, new goals. And it's super it's a relief actually when you put things on paper and when you start the year. And even though if you're not starting like the year, maybe you started like in October or something, but it doesn't feel good like when you see things, like when you put it on paper, right? When you see where you're going. I mean, for me, it's like a relief because sometimes we have a lot of ideas and all that, and we want to do everything, but we do nothing, right?
Yep.
Just nothing. So that's the goal that we're gonna try today to take you there, so you see things a little bit more clear and specific.
Yep. So that's what we're going to be talking about, SMART goals today, and implementing them so that way we hit our goals in 2022. And it's as simple as, a lot of times it's as simple as writing it down and being real specific as to what those goals are. So we're going to talk about all that. But before we get started, if you had bring your friends in, invite your friends to the group. They have to, of course, join the group before they can see this live so that they can tune in and hear about the SMART goals and catch some of our replays from our other lives. While we wait for others to join, please definitely stay to the end. We have a very special announcement at the end that you all don't want to miss. So please stay till the end. And or come back and catch the announcement later. If you're catching it later, go ahead and put a hashtag replay in the chat box. And we'll just give it a few minutes before we jump right into SMART goals and talking about it and how we can create them. Hi, Teresa. How are you? Yes, we are talking about SMART goals today. Thank you for joining us. So while we kind of wait,
just say hi. We want to say hi to you. We want to know who's there watching.
Yes, please. If you're here, say hi so we can see you. Hey, Sarah. Hey, Keyshawn. Yes, let's go. Let's go and grow.
Yes.
Yes, tag. You can tag others in here. Invite them into the group. We'll let them in now so that way they don't miss out on this conversation. And we'll just give it a few more minutes. And if you all came earlier this week to Dolly had an amazing webinar this week and talking about goals while we kind of wait for others. So Dolly, you want to share a little bit about some of the things that you covered in very, very, very brief while we kind of wait for others to join us.
So earlier, January 4th, I think it was, we did a live inside of the group. So if you have not seen that live, I encourage you to go back and watch it. We talked a little bit about email automation. Why is it important having a list? Why is it important to nurture the relationship with your donors? Because one of the things that I talked in the webinar is that most of the time we put all our attention in the acquisition part, right? In the donations that the people come in that give to the organization, but then we forget about the retention part. So what we talked about was the 53% of donors, they leave an organization because of lack of communication. And that's a lot, if you think about it. If you have a fundraising and then you have donors, you have people that donate, 53% of those people are going to go away because you said nothing, right? Basically that, because you said nothing to them throughout the year. So that's huge in numbers. And then other thing that we shared was like between 60 and 70% of those donors are going to come back and donate again. So think about it, do the math. If 53% of them leave, then what do you have left,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, and besides all that we talked, we dived in like just live. I shared my screen and we went from scratch and we created an email automation for you to go out monthly. So that was super good. If the people that join, they take all the advantage and
Yes.
all the goodies that we had in the webinar just for them. So that's
Yep.
a little bit of what we did.
Yeah, that was a great session. Thank you so much, Dolly. And just and one of the things I shared in the session is just being able to automate that, because we get so busy throughout the year that sometimes being intentional just to say thank you to your donors, being able to plan that out 12 months, have it automated on a whole journey, which Dolly went into the system, is just absolutely amazing, and a way to remain, stay in communication with your stakeholders.
So hello, Tanika. Hello, Silver. Hello, everyone that is joining. Thank you so much for being here.
Yes, thank you for joining us. And you can continue to invite others into the group and tag them into this session today.
And also let us know where you're from. I mean, I'm original from Caguas, Puerto Rico, my beautiful island. Right now I live here in Orlando, Florida. So let us know where you're from.
Yes. And I am originally from South Florida. And I'm here in Orlando. But some of you know my family is from Jamaica. I'm Indian. My mom's Indian Jamaican, and so I have that island in me. So sometimes you all hear me talking about, especially someone posted the other day when we were talking about holiday traditions in the group. One of my favorites, sorrow, which I did not get this Christmas. I think it was Anne-Marie. Yes. So yes. Definitely post where you're from. Okay, I see Philly. Hey, Philly in the house, currently in VA. Okay, native of Philly, currently in VA. Awesome. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and get started talking about SMART goals. And I think we're at the perfect time of the year to talk about it. Here we are, everyone's creating their vision boards for themselves, maybe for your organizations. You're creating all of these different goals and just planning what it's going to look like for 2022 for your organization. I know for our organization, the end of December, we planned the entire 2022.
Yes.
It feels great. It was in one day, actually. We did the entire 2022 for all teams, for our marketing team, for our program team. It was just an absolutely amazing experience, but it helped because now we're all on the same page. We know what we're working towards. Our marketing team knows what they're doing, what programs are going on. Our grant team know what programs we need funding for. So it was absolutely amazing. So it's just important for us to take time and come up with these goals. And for nonprofits, a lot of time that looks like, that might be in the form of a strategic plan. But so one thing we like to do in this group is hold one another accountable. And you all probably were surprised, especially when we post that accountability post that we do every month. Please reply to that, because I don't know if you all noticed, we go in there and we check and we say to you all, hey, how is that goal going? Yes. And then sometimes I know, and we're gonna ease into this. Sometimes I know a goal will be stated, hey, we're gonna do this month. And you'll see us come back, well, when are you going to do it by? Or how many are you going to? Yeah, we're going to ask you. And the reason why we're asking you, because we want you to get specific in your goal. When it's specific, number one, we can help hold you accountable and help you along the way as well, because we might have resources that can help you. And then number two, it helps create that path for you. So that's one thing that we like to do in a group. If you have not taken advantage of that, please post on that post. And then I see others go in there, and if there are areas they can help in, they say, hey, I think someone, Tanja, I know you have a goal of being able to network with 4 to 5 nonprofits that's similar to yours. And I remember this from seeing the accountability post. So you're in the perfect place right here. So I'm sure you're going to hit your 4 to 5 goal this month. So please be specific in your goal, because we can help each other, and we have resources within our own, networks that we all can come together, because that's what this group is about, community and supporting each other. So making SMART goals is not a new concept. You all heard about it, but it's oftentimes something we forget to use. And in case you don't know, really quick, if you have not got your pen and paper, your notepad, whatever it is that you do use to take notes, please make sure you take those notes. So get those things out. So SMART goals. What is a SMART goal? We know what SMART goals stands for, right? It is specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. So you all probably have heard of that before, right? So I'll say it one more time. Specific, your goals need to be very specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. Before I go through each of these, I want you to take a moment and think about one goal for your organization this year. Write that down. If you want to share it in the chat, go ahead, drop it in the chat. Give me a thumbs up, like, hey, I got it. Oh, I see some others join us. Yes. Please drop it in the chat. Write one goal that you have for your organization. And don't worry about it. It could just be it could just be to get more donors. Because we're going to walk through, as we're creating our SMART goals, I want you to add on to that goal as we go. That's why I want you to create that one goal. All right.
And it could
and
be
while you do that,
simple, like Lashina is saying, because sometimes I think we overcomplicate ourselves. And then we want to do like, because for example, Lashina mentioned that we created the calendar for the whole year, but we have a team, right? She didn't do it by herself. And sometimes when you're starting and you are going by yourself, there's certain stuff that you're not going to be able to do. So we need to be a little bit more realistic and then put things in place, but little by little. So just one goal, just one thing. It could be small, it doesn't matter, just one.
There you go. Oh, Junie, I see you said to receive funding. Yes, grants, yes. And Bet, I see the same goal. Goal is to get your first grant. Awesome.
Yes.
So, what we're going to do now, we're going to build these goals out because you're going to achieve those goals. Okay. All right. So now that you have your goal, and it sounds like you both have something similar, you want to be able to receive funding or more funding. So let's go over each one of them. So SMART goals, specific, right? So now with your goal, I want you to write down, what do you need to do to accomplish this? Who is going to be responsible for doing it? What steps need to be taken to achieve it? So like, for instance, for your grant, are you the person writing the grant and is someone on your team that's going to be assisting you with that? What does that look like? So let's say, who's going to take lead on it? No matter what a project is, I always like to have one person take lead, not multiple people. Why? Why I do that? Because when you have multiple, then you go back and forth of people thinking that like let's say it's me and Dolly. Dolly might say, hey, Lashina, I thought you were going to do that. No, I thought you were going to do it. And we're going to do a lot of that. No. So at least when it's one person, I know, Dolly, you're in charge of grants. So even if Lashina didn't do it, at the end of the day, Dolly, you're in charge of the grant. So who is that person that's responsible for that goal that you came up with? So who's going to be the one that's going to oversee that grant gets completed? Let's get specific. Okay. What needs to be, so we already know that you want to have grants. Who's going to be responsible for it? What steps need to be taken in order to achieve that grant? Okay. The next part is measurable. Help quantify your goals. So now let's talk quantity. How many grants do you want to receive? So I know, Bet, you said your first grant. So we know you want one grant. So it's a matter of who's completing it, because we're going back to the specific and measurable, right? So how many? Be specific. How many? What's your quantify it?
And how many grants do you want it as well? Do the research, because maybe you don't know, but then that will be something that put in there as well. If you but if you already know where to submit that for that grant, so that step is taken. Now it will be a matter of doing it, writing it, and all that, and getting it. But if you don't know, well, that will be the next I think the first step, right? Where to that grant.
Yep. And then you might already know, and Bet, I know you said your first grant, so it might be, hey, by the end of the month, I'm gonna apply for the Walmart grant. Specific, it's by the end of the month. Measurable, which we haven't talked about the time yet. And then you kind of said it. One grant you plan to apply for. So just dive into your goal and get real deep into it. So then the next part is achievable. Make your goal achievable. And I hope you all are writing out and building upon your goal as I go through each of these steps. So achievable. Is this reasonable for my team or I to accomplish? And I have to think about that a lot, because I'm the person that I go, ooh, and then I have to come right back down. We can do this. Yes.
That's what Sheena, all day long.
That's me.
And then in a meeting, yes, we can do it. And then, no, we can't.
Yeah. Yep. That's so true. So I go specific, measurable, and then I get achievable. Like, oh, can we really do it? Mm-hmm. And then sometimes at that point, and that during that time of thinking about that, I realized, can we do it? Yes, we can, but not this month. Mm-hmm. We need to push it back by second quarter. We're gonna put that on our calendar to make that happen then.
Yeah, and then going back to what we said, if it's achievable, like if you can just do one because you are just one person, you don't have that people to support you, then just go for one, right? Mm-hmm. Because maybe I see here that, for example, Junie said, I want at least 3, but I haven't gotten any. So even one will demonstrate some form of progress. So that mm-hmm. is amazing, because mm-hmm. that's the mentality that you need to have. You want 3, but can you do 1? Mm-hmm. Just go for 1. And then after the 1, then you go for the second and so on. But then maybe you want to put the pressure on you to say, no, I want to have 3 by this month. And then you do mm-hmm. nothing because it's so overwhelming. So if you just pick one little thing and achieve that, it will be definitely a progress journey. So I agree with you 100%. Beck Clark says, already working on Walmart grant process. Yes.
Yay.
That's amazing.
Yep. And we're going to say it's coming through. That might be one of your first grants right there.
Yes.
Awesome. Yeah. Okay. So we did specific. So now you built out your grant. You made it specific. Your goal. So you made it specific. You made it measurable. It's achievable. Can you realistically do it within the time frame that you anticipate doing it? Now, relevant. Why is this goal important? That's another really good one, because sometimes you have to look in the grand scheme of things, right? Everything going on. Is this goal that I created really important at this time? And if it's not, sometimes it might be something you just put on over to the side. Or you might plan, hey, 2 years down the road, we'll get there. So is this goal even relevant right now? Mm-hmm. Because otherwise we can have a lot of goals and not get any, because we're so caught, we have a bunch of less important goals on our list. And oftentimes I have to do that a lot. I even have to do that with my task list, because I have a whole list of tasks. And sometimes I have to look at some of them like, really, is that really important, Lashina, this week? No, it's not. Mm-hmm. I have to just drop that off my list, So yes, is this really relevant? And then last but not least, time bound. Here's the part that many people don't like, and many people don't like me for, because if you tell me your goal, I'm gonna say, when are you gonna get the goal? When?
Yes.
And they'd be like, my time. No, when? I need a date. I need to know the month, the date, and sometimes even the time that you're gonna accomplish that goal by. So please don't skip this step. Don't do the S, the M, the A, and then stop at an R and stop at the T. Mm-hmm. Time bound. Put a date on it. So this is really important. So when will it start and when will it be completed? At least 2 dates. If you don't like adding all the extra dates in between, because I like all the dates, at least when are you going to start the project? When are you going to complete it? So when are you going to start going after those, let's say 3 grants? And when are you going to be done with those 3 grants?
And one thing that works a lot, for example, for people that is full-time, that has a full-time job, that they really don't have like a whole week, a whole day to work on it, is putting timers, right? Mm-hmm. Even though you work from 8 to 6, 9 to 5, doesn't matter. Then you got a home like at 7 and 8. You can set aside 30 minutes, maybe, do research. Like if you don't know where to submit the grant and you want to start doing research, you can say from 8 to 8:30, I'm going to do research. And you put a timer and that's it. And then you let know the people that live with you, your husband, your family, sister, mom, whichever it is with you, from 8 to 8:30, I'm not available. You put the timer, you don't do anything else, and then you dive into, and then you make the most in those 30 minutes. But it's put it in your calendar, like Lashina said, use your phone, 30 minutes from 8 to 8:30, research for grants. That's it. And you achieve something. And then when you look at the big picture, then you have little by little getting more closer to your goal. Because sometimes we see those time with those little times, 30 minutes, like, that's nothing. I'm not doing nothing. But you are doing something. So is that all you got? 30 minutes, maybe a day, maybe 3 times a week? That's enough. But you got to do it. You got to commit, and you got to set the time aside for that task.
And you talking about that, Dolly, reminds me of, there's a method that I use called Pomodoro method. And you all might be familiar with that. And that might be a whole nother session. We can come back and kind of talk about it. And there was this one article that I read on how to achieve 40 hours worth of work in 16 hours or something like that. And I'll get it and I'll drop it in here for you all. And that becomes a whole nother session that we could kind of talk about. So blocking, a lot of it has to do with that time blocking that you're talking about, Dolly, like going, like, doing 25 minutes on, 5 minutes off, achieving 8 of those per day. But those minutes are hardcore minutes. You're turning off your phone. You're turning off everything. If it have nothing to do with that task, then it doesn't get done.
Yes.
So that's a whole nother session that we can do, but check that out if you don't know about it, the Pomodoro method. And this one, the one that talked about being able to achieve, I think the 40 hours worth of work in 16 hours, it did a hybrid of that method plus another one. So I'm going to get that resource and I'll drop it in the chat box for you all.
And I remember sometimes like weeks ago, when we were all at the office, it's a little crowded, everybody talking, everybody needs something from everybody. But Sheena will say, well, just so you know, I'm gonna go in Pomodoro. I'm not available, so let me know if you need something from me, because from this time to this time, I'm not available for anybody. And then you be intentional, like Beth Clark says, yes, we must be intentional with our goals. So be intentional with your time, right? And set it aside and let everybody knows, because that's the other thing. Sometimes we set goals and we set time, but we don't let the people around us know what we're doing. You set your time, you set your goal, you sit down, nobody knows, and someone will interrupt your time, and then you will get mad. You're not gonna do it. You're gonna fight, and there will be a crisis. World War IV, you know what I mean? So be intentional with the people around you as well. If you're going to set aside a time inside of your house or in your work or whichever you're going to do it, let the people know what you're doing, so you can be like just on it for whatever period of time you set aside.
That is so true. Yeah, because once you say it, then they know 25 minutes, don't talk to me. Don't come to them. No. That's that is good. So I'm gonna read out really quick a goal that includes that's pretty much a SMART goal that was put together, just to kind of give you a sample of what a SMART goal can look like. So grow the number of partners of I just put ABC nonprofit by 50 partners within Q1 of 2022. This will be accomplished by optimizing our partnership and creating targeted social media campaigns, which will begin running in March. Remember that start, and when is it going to get completed? In March 2022 on 2 social media platforms, Facebook and LinkedIn. See, get real specific. Since social media is our primary point of entry for partners, this will ultimately increase the ability to serve more clients. So also saying, why is this relevant? Why is this even important for us to pursue it? So that's just a sample of what this goal can look like when it's put together. And feel free to share your goal, your completed goals in the chat box. We would love to see them. And then also every month, please, y'all, when we put that accountability post up, put your goals out there, put it in there. And now we know, let's include some more information so that we can help you along your journey, because you never know who has what resource that can help push you along the way. So let me check in really quick how we're doing. So we have, okay, I see. All right, Tanika, well, I know you said I'm revamping my goals task list today through the SMART method, and I'm ensuring I'll eliminate some things. There we go. That is perfect. Yes. And it in that way too, and make your goals be known. Like if this is the goal for the organization, and especially if others are involved in it, let them know this is our goal. So that way they can help you along the way. So really quick before we wrap up, and like I said, stay tuned because we do have a special announcement at the end. As a reminder, this year, let's use SMART goals: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound to help us grow our organizations in 2022. And you are going to be so amazed how just implementing such a simple concept is going to have such a huge impact on your organization. So homework, we developed one today, so develop at least 3 more, or I'll say 3 total goals for the month. And I do recommend at least having monthly goals. So that way, and sometimes I know for me, sometimes I have daily goals. I have to go that far back. I have my goals that I want to achieve for the month, but the task in between happens, whether it's weekly, daily, and on a daily basis, then it becomes hourly. So that goes back to that what you share, being intentional about your time. So please, work on, that's your homework. So developing at least 3 SMART goals. Share it with others in your organization, let it be known, so that way you all can hold one another accountable, and share it here. Yes. Drop it in that accountability post. Whenever we post that every month, you'll see it pinned at the top of this group. Go there and drop it there. And that way we can help one another, and take a look at others' goals and see how you can help as well. Because that's what this community is about. So that's the homework today. Before I go into updates, anything else on goals you want to mention, Dolly, or I can go straight into updates, anything?
Yeah, basically that. I just want to, I already said it, but I want to say it again. Like, just start with one thing, right? And then when you complete that thing, you're going to feel so much better. Mm-hmm. You're going to feel relieved. You're going to feel like you're accomplishing things. Okay, do not overwhelm yourself, because that's the first thing that we do. We want to do everything and we do nothing. Mm-hmm. So just start with writing it down, put it in the comments. That's the first thing, because that now everybody is watching you, right? Mm-hmm. So you got to put yourself in the spot. That's the thing. You yourself got to do the first step and put yourself in the spot. Write it down here in the comments in this live, or in the post that is accountability post, and then we are going to hold you accountable for that. Mm-hmm. And then start with that, just one goal, 3 goals in total, but then from those 3, start working with one, and then step by step you're going to make it, but you need to start writing it down.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. Write it down and share it. All right, so updates. If you have not done so, you can sign up for our Cheer On membership. We're actually running a special until next Tuesday, where we get to come together just like this in a group setting with other nonprofit organizations on the call. We review a topic, and then we kind of work towards that together. And so you definitely don't want to miss out on that. We do have a special running, 20% off when you use the code New Year. That will end on the 11th of January. So please check that out. We have a walk and jog option. You can find out more information on our website, and we'll drop the link for you all there. Also the special announcement, the time that we've all been waiting for.
Drum roll, please.
Yeah. So we're going to be hosting a very special growth session, y'all. And we have so let me tell y'all. So last year, around October, I did a post that pretty much said, it just dropped in my spirit. God gave it to me, like, help 10 nonprofits, grow to the next level. So that's what I posted. I want to help 10 nonprofits grow to the next level by the end of 2022. That's in October, y'all. And some people be like, girl, you crazy. I dropped it. Okay, fine. So then what ended up happening is we got a response of over, I want to say it was like over 200 people replied, and it said 10. So then one of the things is like, okay, it's not over. It's not over. So it's like, all right, from there, that's actually one of the reasons that this group was created, so that we could just, just drop the information in. So we did that. And another thing is, you all were able to hear some of those stories from people who joined that group, as far as being able to develop. We had that annual report session, and we had someone who, after the session, we saved her about $20,000. And I'm not exaggerating. And all it was is us just really diving into these SMART goals, finding the areas that need to be kind of massaged a little, and from there, just putting that into action, which that part's not on me. That's on the nonprofit. The organization put it into action. They did all of that, and it worked. So here we are again. We're about to do another session for 10 very special nonprofit organizations, and you can be one of them. So how can you participate in this? If the first 10 people to invite 10 people to the group by next Thursday, will be able to join in on this growth session. This is valued at $2K. It's going to be absolutely no cost to the organizations. We just want to be able to help prepare you to take your organization to the next level in 2022. So please, invite others. And as you all can see, we give a lot in this group, and we really just want to see you all grow. We'll continue to bring resources, and we do have other opportunities, so that way we can really niche down into what's going on with your organization and help you go to the next level. And this is just one of our ways just to be able to continue to support you all. So please share it. We need, just invite 10 people to the group. The first people that invites 10 people to the group, we will be having a very special session to help dive into your nonprofit, talk about your SMART goals that you have and how you can achieve it, give you some strategies. One of the things that we try to do is, you could do it alone. You can do the nonprofit journey alone. How far you're gonna get, honestly, your pace will get picked up faster if you add people into the mix, especially so that's our goal, is to help move you to the next level quicker, because we're going to unlock, here, how about this resource? How about this? Maybe using this strategy will help meet that problem. And then, and the cool thing, which I love when we talk to organizations, is sometimes we begin the conversation with, this has been my challenge for the last 3 months, right? But by the end of the conversation, we end up a whole nother direction and realize, no, that really was not your challenge. What you saw was not your challenge. It's this. And then after, it's like, we're talking, it's like, yeah, that really isn't. So let's attack the root, and then we'll come back here. And then once we get that root, once we attack that, then the growth starts to begin. So, it's almost like that whole concept, I don't know much about gardening, but I'm gonna give it a try. Just like if the weeds are sitting there, if the weeds are there strangling it and stopping that growth, it's not gonna grow anyways. Like the flower's gonna die, it's not gonna grow. So it's a matter of, let's get these weeds out the way. Now let's water that seed and let's go. So that's really what we're doing, is just, we're trying to pull those weeds out, because you might think that it's one thing, but it really might not be that. So we talk through what that looks like and get down to, what is it stopping your seed from growing? All right, let's water this. Let's go. We got lives to change, y'all. Right. Yeah.
So basically, and then to be clear in the rules, because I know that some people ask, like, what do we need to do? It's just invite people to the group, like to join the group. So you will go to the section invite, and then you invite. If you invite 10 people, by the end of the live, you're in. So it's gonna be the first 10 people, the 10-10 rule, the first 10 people that invite 10 people to join this group, then you're in. And that's it.
That's it.
Yes.
Just go to the top of the page, click that invite button, because we can see whenever you invite people on our end. So just click the button, invite 10 people in your list, and that's it. That's really it. And the reason why we're pushing growing the and I should say 10 nonprofits, within the reason why we're kind of pushing that is because we want to make sure that these resources and this information gets out to as many people as possible. And of course, the more we grow the community, the more people we have to help us all grow, right? So when we're talking about these goals, that's more resources for us to help each other along the way. So please, go and do that. So I don't want to take too much more of you all time. I know some of you are on lunch and we have different time zones and everything going on the call, but we appreciate you all. And I heard a few topics that came up. We're going to see what we could come up with to provide you all support in some of those areas throughout this group. And I know Pomodoro time management was one of them, but we're gonna see what we can do to make sure you all get that information. So all right, y'all.
Junie said, I just invited my 10 people to the Facebook group.
Yeah. All right, Junie. So I will see you, girl. Yes.
I mean, and if you can invite more than 10, then just go ahead and do it. It's a couple of clicks there. We want to see this group grow, and we want to see the nonprofits or organizations grow, because we have a lot of tools to give you guys. And then I don't know if you have noticed, but we have Instagram, we have Facebook, but we don't give anything to Facebook and Instagram, to the public pages.
That's true.
Everything is just inside of the group, only for you and all the people that is here. So please take advantage of everything that we're sharing with you.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Junie said this is the year. And Taniqua said, I invited my 10. All right. So you all know, yes, this is absolutely amazing, y'all. And I'm so excited for what's about to happen in these groups. I'm telling you, just being able to take the organization to the next level and not do it alone. So that's the whole goal. So we will see you all. That is awesome. And if you're catching this on replay, #replay, it's not too late. Go ahead and invite people. We'll update as we go on. So we're giving it until next Thursday. During next Thursday live, we will announce the final 10 people and provide you all with next steps. So that way we can get into our growth session.
Yes.
All right, y'all. Have a great week.
Yes.
All right. See you all soon. Bye, everyone.